nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know, like Bird, Magic, or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man?
What's good, y'all? It's Just for Kicks 212, and I'm here with a discussion video. Before we get into the discussion video and I tell you the topic, I just want to give a quick shout out to She Can Get the D, no homo, just in case I'm not trying to talk about another man's pipe game. But shout out to him. He's been like hitting me up asking for a shout out for like the last 2-3 videos, and I've just been neglecting. My fault. No, pause. But shout out to him. Shout out to my man Emmanuel, part of the Kick Steady crew in Texas. I believe he is. He actually sent me these hats. I forgot to mention it in my last video. He sent me the Diplomat fitted. Shout out to you, my brother. And he actually sent me Construction New York NY fitted. I was harassing Emmanuel for this for like, I don't even know how long. Like, he told me he had a size 8 Diplomat fitted, and I told him I needed that. And it was like, yo, thank you, man. This shit is like in pristine condition. Nigga, shout out to you. I really appreciate this. Yeah, and he sent it to me for free. No nothing. Just for love. Like, pause. We actually originally hooked up for the KD2 I got over there in the background. The scoring titles. I traded him my KD1s, Texas, and he actually traded me with those KD2s. Shout out to you again. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have got that. And it's made a beautiful relationship. No homo. A matter of fact, no homo to everything I'm about to say in this video, just in case. I don't want to keep saying it because y'all niggas get irritated when I say that. Before I even get into that, another question I see I forgot to address. The rack in the background, pretty much, I got someone who asked, is that all my shoes? No. It's pretty much the stuff that I like. The stuff that I really like, I actually put on the rack. I only have one rack for display in my room. This is my sneaker room, by the way. I have like I have LeBron, I have Kobe on the wall, I got D Rose on the wall, I got Curry with Kyrie Irving on the wall, I got a Rises one, I got stickers all around, I got some art by Sneds, Sneds by Ree, if you know who he is. I'll put everybody's links, well, not everybody, well, Sneds by Ree, dope artist, probably the dopest sneaker artist I know. I got his stuff on the wall. I got some no homo, even though I said for the rest of the video, I got pictures of Cameron on the wall, no homo. Like, before y'all niggas is thinking some wild crazy shit, like I got some shit like this. Like the XXL and all the shit, like Metro card, shit like that. Yeah, but that's all that is. It's pretty much shoes that I really like and enjoy. Like, I have other shoes around the room. Like, I got my VC 1 over there. I got like the LeBron 1, 6, and 3 over there. Got the LeBron 8. I just got a bunch of shit all over the room. I got picture photos all around the borders of the room. But yeah, that's what that is. I keep all my shoes in the closets. I have 2 closets in this room. I don't like showing everything, but pause. This is gonna be one of those videos. Let me get his name exactly, who I'm talking about. It is Matt Walker 21. He said, good to see new videos from you lately. You briefly mentioned whether you should play in shoes and Nike Sportswear Boxes. I think that would be an interesting discussion video to have in the future. Personally, I don't see a problem with it. They were performance shoes when they were originally released, and that release wasn't all that long ago, so it's not like the tech is outdated. And then he said, by the way, I say Fox, F-A-U-X. That's how I pronounce it. He said it's pronounced faux, so now I know. Faux carbon fiber. Thank you. I appreciate it. Matt Walker 21. Pretty much, I mean, ADD, man, ADD. Anyway, just to get to Matt Walker 21's question, how do I feel about actually playing basketball in shoes that are in sportswear boxes? Honestly, when I was working at Nike, they tell you technically, and if you actually look over, they have stuff like I don't even know what they're called. They're like basic sheets for training and shit. I forget the actual name, the specific name, But pretty much it says sportswear shoes aren't intended for actual play or whatever. And for anything, like, you could use them if you want. Like, people use them every day. You'll go to like a basketball court in the hood and you'll see like some nigga. You go anywhere. You go to LA Fitness. You go to like a 24-hour fitness, and you'll see people actually balling in these sportswear shoes. Ain't nothing wrong with balling in them, but technically you're not supposed to. The reason being is they do change the tech in some of these shoes. Not all of them, but a lot of them they do. For example, the Air Maxes, for example, like the OG Air Maxes. You remember the Max units were a lot bigger than it. You know what I'm gonna say, so I'm not even for everything normal. So I don't gotta keep saying that. The Air Maxes, the Air units were, the Max units were actually bigger than they previously were now. That don't make sense. The Air Max units were bigger previously than they are now. The excuse for that Nike is they found a way to make smaller Max units with boasting more air in the unit, which is true because they took a lot of the TPU out of the units. But in general, like, their shoes, for example, like, and I grabbed a couple shoes right here just to show you guys my examples. So for one, we're gonna start with pretty much a brand new shoe that just came out. Well, not just recently, but within the last year or so. The Penny 5. If you guys know, y'all know the story of the Penny 5 and how I got it from Gentry Humphreys, the head of Nike Sportswear. And pretty much this shoe is the Penny 5. If you know all of Penny shoes 1 through 4, they all had Zoom Air Max tech setups. So it'd be Zoom in the forefoot, Air Max in the heel. And that goes all the way from the 1 to the 4. So with that being said, when the 5 came out, right, everybody was expecting like a crazy performance shoe. Not to mention it looks pretty dope. I mean, it had hate reviews in the beginning, but it looked pretty dope. It looked like it could be a Penny. It was just looking like a Penny 2, you know what I mean? It got the Penny 2 kind of thing, the Air Max kind of feel, and you were just expecting for it to have a Zoom unit in the forefoot. And this shoe does not have a Zoom unit in the forefoot. They put a new 180 bag on it, but can't put a Zoom unit in the forefoot. That don't make any sense. How does the 1 through the 4 not, I mean, how does the 1 through the 4 have it, but this one doesn't? It has the carbon, but there's no Zoom unit. So how do you say, oh, this is the new basketball shoe? And people do play in the shoe. I've seen people play in the Penny 5. And how do you say this is going to be the new basketball shoe, whatever situation is, and it's not even really a basketball shoe? I mean, you can play in it, but it probably won't be the best option. And you remember, pennies were pretty good options back in the days. It's not made to play basketball in. It has all the, like, the herringbone and, you know what I mean, the shank, and, you know what I mean? It has that kind of stuff for ball, but not really. It doesn't have all the technical benefits it should have, kind of thing. That's just one example. So now, for example, let's say I got the Zoom Generation right here, LeBron 1, right? Zoom Generation. This shoe comes in this box, right? This is the OG box for it. Now, for example, let's say they retroed it. Let's say they retroed the LeBron. They started retroing LeBrons. Now, let's say LeBron has his own line. They'll probably need to continue putting them in LeBron boxes. But let's say, like most athletes do nowadays, they get put into something called the Nike Sportswear series. So you have like my fault, that's my phone. You'll have like the Pennies are in sportswear boxes now. You got Barclays, you got pretty much almost every athlete is in sportswear boxes now. Who knows if LeBron's gonna get his own little retro thing like Jordan does. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Hopefully he does, because he had a pretty decent line, and his shoes are definitely retroable, if that's a real word. But who knows if this shoe will be put in a sportswear box? Because for all we know with a retro, it won't have anything it has. Because, for example, if you retro this shoe, the Zoom Generation 1 has something called Nike Sphere, which is dry fit material in the collar of the shoe. It's pretty much to wick sweat, and actually it creates its own atmosphere around your heel, so it doesn't feel like it's clinging or it's like your sweat is drenching your heel or whatever. That's one thing they can't copy. You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, they can make it again. No, they're not going to do it. When they retro the shoe, I promise you, this liner, this whole sphere technology will not be there. And I'm going to show you why. Let's go to another sportswear shoe. This is another retro. It's in a sportswear box. This is the Nike Shock BB4. Now, as you guys see, I've done a video on the BB4. And you're probably already knowing what I'm going to say if you've seen my BB4 video. This retro, right? I have the OG in the back, matter of fact, took it apart right there. But this retro does not have monkey paw in the shoe. If you don't know what monkey paw is, monkey paw is an anti-inversion device to prevent your actual foot from rolling. It was pretty good back in the days. They put in a lot of shoes in the Alpha Project. Shoes in the Alpha Project had 5 dots. Pretty much, it looks like a monkey's paw. Like, I'll show you right. This fucking beanbag is killing me. Monkey paw, right here. This is monkey paw, guys. Monkey paw technology. Now, this shoe is supposed to have monkey paw right here, right? But it doesn't. For whatever reason, it doesn't. And obviously, it's the opposite. It's supposed to be on the other shoe, so. So it's supposed to be just like this right here in the shoe. But it's not. It's not there. It's supposed to keep your heel from rolling. It prevents you from overpronating or hurting yourself. This shoe is one of the most stable shoes ever created, just because of the shock platform with the moderator plates in the monkey paw. Like, this was an amazing fucking stability shoe. They took this out because they don't make monkey paw anymore, guys. They don't use it anymore at all. So in the sportswear version, it's been removed. So now the shoe isn't as stable as it previously was. But not saying it's not as stable as it was, but it's not as good as it used to be. Another thing people don't take into consideration is this shoe in particular, compared to the OG, was that they're using regular fine leather here, right? They're using, like, it's not real leather, it's synthetic, but as you can see, this, right, it looks real nice, whatever. The previous OG model was coated heavy with polyurethane. So if you're like, what does that mean? Damn. As you guys can see, man, this shoe's been there for a minute. This is like shiny looking. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's very shiny, which means it was polyurethane coated. It gives an extra layer to protect the leather. So for example, you get stepped on, it'll prevent scuffing. It's more like durable, you know what I mean? This shoe, if it gets stepped on, I guarantee it's gonna scuff, the paint's gonna come off, or whatever the situation is. You can already see, I don't even know, like, it just gets really, I don't know. It looks ugly after, it can look ugly. Not that anything's wrong, but this shoe in particular wasn't really made in the same idea that this one was made for. This one was definitely made for basketball. This one wasn't. You know what I mean? I mean, you can still play basketball in it. It still performs very good, but it won't perform like the OG. Pretty much. Another instance I can remember off the top of my head is Sneaker Dave. If you know who Sneaker Dave is, he's on Twitter, he's on Instagram. I think he's on YouTube. If I find his YouTube link, I'll post it here too. But he used to point out differences between the OG models and the retro models. A big difference, just to give you an example of how different things can be, is the Penny 4. Penny 4 had a hole from the OG to the retros. For example, he has a picture on his Instagram. I don't know if you guys will see it here. I'll post a picture just in case you can't see it here. But on one model, he has the 1998 Orlando Air Penny 4 and then the 2006 version, right? And as you can see, the whole outsole changed, like, dramatically. And that's just another thing. Nike changes everything when it comes to retro models that they put in sportswear boxes. I don't know why. Like, maybe they're doing it for collectors, so that, like, someone has something different, you know what I mean? Or maybe they just do it because they don't want to put all the technical benefits in the shoe. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me, just for kicks. And that's just my opinion on sportswear shoes compared to the originals. Stuff that's in the orange box that's made for performance, and the stuff that's in the sportswear box that's made for sportswear. Even if it's a retro from a performance model in an orange box, it's just technically it's not supposed to, but it doesn't stop you from doing it, you know what I mean? It doesn't. For, like, another phone posits. The zoom units, they're supposed to be full length in them, right? Now in today's phone posits, the zoom bag isn't as, Again, no homo. Isn't as big as it previously was in the previous models. If you have like anything from 2006 down, I believe the max unit was still the same. Not the max unit, excuse me. The zoom unit was still the same. It was still the thick, a zoom unit. And it felt a lot more comfortable to foot. Nowadays, the Foamposites, the zoom unit is really, really, really thin. Now you're probably like, how do you know? Because I've actually took apart a Foamposite previously, and the zoom units are a different size. The Foamposite material, they found a way to make a cheaper, less heavier version of it. The last original mix Foamposite was I think 2006, the Royals, I think, if I remember, or the 2005, I'm not sure. But now the Foamposite is a lot lighter. It feels a little different. It's not the same material. It's still as durable as the previous one, but it's just different. The mold of the Foamposite is never like the OG. They've lost the original mold of that Foamposite. So every Foamposite that's been retro since the OG has had a different. It's not the same. You know, the crevices in it and stuff. It's way different, and it's always gonna be like that. For when they retro something. So you're not technically supposed to ball in your sportswear shoes. Period. That's my opinion about it. That's how I was taught. Working for the company is just more of a sportswear look kind of thing. So again, leave your guys' opinions down below. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Thumbs down if you didn't. Fuck it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, just for Kicks 212. Sub up above. I think I just said that. And that's it. Just for Kicks 212. If you have anything to say to me, hit me up on Twitter. I respond a lot quicker there. Holla at y'all.